On the evening of October 14th, 1998, a cold drizzle hung over Chicago. The streetlights along Sycamore Street flickered faintly, their orange glow swallowed by mist. Rachel Moreno, 27, had just finished her exhausting night shift at St. Mary's Hospital. She was beloved by her patients, always the nurse who stayed past her shift to hold someone's hand or walk them through recovery. That night, she carried her bag, her umbrella, and a thermos of coffee that had long gone cold. Neighbors later recalled seeing Rachel walk briskly down the block around 11:57 p.m. A retired teacher named Mrs. Alvarez swore she heard the sound of screeching tires and then, just faintly, a woman's cry. When she looked out her window, the street was empty except for Rachel's broken umbrella. By dawn, Rachel had vanished. Detectives Elliot Briggs and Dana Harlow were assigned the case. Both seasoned, both skeptical of coincidences, they began with the most obvious lead, Mark Delaney, Rachel's boyfriend. Mark had a history of jealousy, and coworkers remembered hearing heated phone calls between the two. But Mark insisted he had been working late at the auto garage where he was employed. Security cameras backed him up. "If I could trade places with her, I would," he told detectives, tears in his eyes. The search spread. Flyers with Rachel's photograph were stapled to lampposts, bus stops, and shop windows. Local news covered the disappearance heavily for weeks, dubbing her case the vanishing nurse of Sycamore Street.
Still no body.
No clear suspect, just tire marks in the mud and a broken umbrella. Rachel wasn't the only woman to disappear in the area. Detectives noted similarities to two other missing women from the previous 3 years. Clara Jensen, a 22-year-old college student who vanished after a late-night study session. Marianne Douglas, a single mother last seen waiting at a bus stop. Both had been declared missing without leads. But police had never connected the cases until now. Rumors spread through the neighborhood. Some believed Rachel had been targeted by someone she knew. Others whispered of a predator hunting Sycamore Street at night. Parents no longer let their daughters walk alone after dark. The case nearly went cold until January 1999, when a teenage boy named Kevin Mallory was arrested for vandalism. In his backpack, police found something chilling, a photograph of Rachel. In the photo, Rachel stood at what looked like a dimly lit party, holding a glass of water, her smile strained. Behind her, partially obscured by shadow, was a tall man with thinning hair. Kevin claimed he found the photo in an abandoned house on Sycamore Street, a property boarded up for nearly a decade. When detectives raided the house, they discovered horrors. Dozens of women's belongings. Earrings, purses, shoes. A basement with a mattress chained to the floor. And an entire wall covered in Polaroids of missing women, some smiling, some terrified, all unaware they were being watched. Fingerprints on the photographs led to Howard Kessler, a 44-year-old delivery driver. Neighbors described Kessler as quiet and odd, the kind of man who avoided eye contact. He lived only 2 blocks away from Rachel and frequently drove the delivery routes near St. Mary's Hospital. What the public didn't know was that Kessler had been accused of stalking women in Indiana and Ohio. In both cases, charges were dropped due to lack of evidence. But when police searched his apartment, they found it stripped bare. No clothes, no personal items. His truck was later found abandoned in a warehouse lot. It was as if he had melted into the night. In 2003, 5 years after Rachel vanished, hikers in the woods outside the city stumbled upon a shallow grave. Inside were skeletal remains, later identified as Rachel's through dental records. Clutched in her ribcage was a small music box, rusted from the rain. When wound, it still played a distorted lullaby. Detectives believed Kessler left it as a signature. Among the Polaroids recovered from his hideout, 2 other missing women were pictured holding the same kind of music box. Despite nationwide alerts, sightings, and even a segment on America's Most Wanted, Howard Kessler was never caught. Some say he fled the country. Others believe he continues his cycle, moving from state to state, watching, waiting. One disturbing pattern persists. Every few years, a woman vanishes under eerily similar circumstances, a broken umbrella, muddy tire tracks, or a photograph left behind. Each time, investigators whisper the same name: Howard Kessler. Sycamore Street looks ordinary now, with children playing and neighbors chatting on porches. But those who lived there in 1998 remember the night it changed forever. Every October, Mrs. Alvarez still lights a candle in her window for Rachel. She claims sometimes, in the rain, she hears the faint squeal of tires and a woman's voice crying out. A warning, a reminder that some monsters never die.